Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and I am outside a house flip we just bought. So we haven't bought any new house flips for a while. We are still trying to buy properties, but it has just been hard to find good deals the last year or so. So maybe that'll change here in the future, but I've kept my eye open, and still it's pretty tough to find great deals out there. This was one we actually bought direct from a seller. And it was a referral from someone I knew. And so they did not want to list it. They didn't want to go through that hassle. They had tenants in the property before, and they wanted to just sell it directly and make it easy. And that's exactly what we did. So we'll talk about the price we paid, the work it needs. We'll walk through the house and show you all of that. And we'll talk about what we might sell for as well. So thank you for all the comments, likes, seeing new subscribers. We love seeing that as well. And we've got about 12 other projects going that are flips and a bunch of other rental property projects going too. So if you haven't subscribed yet or seen our channel, we have a lot of different things going on, including a store and other businesses as well. I am in northern Colorado, and it's raining in the morning, which is very rare here, especially in July. We even had thunderstorms in the morning. Usually we have our thunderstorms roll off the mountains in the afternoon, but it was a cool rainy day, which is fantastic this time of year. Now this property is also cool because it is almost exactly the same floor plan as the first house I ever bought. So I bought my very first house in 2003. I was in my early 20s and paid $190,000 for that house. Then I ended up selling it in 2009 for $180,000 after putting some sweat equity and work into it. But I also bought right before the biggest crash, the U.S. has had, and sold it right during that crash. So it wasn't good timing, but the next house I bought more than made up for it, and that one allowed me to buy my first rental properties. So this house, like I said, was a referral from someone I knew. They had it rented for a while and decided just to sell it. The tenants had moved out. Their lease was up and they didn't decide to renew it. And it's really not in bad shape. So these are the kind of flips that I love. And then I know some people, we've had so many people complaining to us on Facebook about landlords and flippers and how they ruin the world. And ironically, those people really help my pages do better because of the engagement they give me. So I don't complain about them at all. But this is one that, yes, owner occupants could buy, move into right away. But the seller didn't want to sell it that way. They wanted to sell it fast and easy and just get out of there and not deal with inspections or appraisals or anything like that. So in this case, an owner occupant couldn't have really bought this property either. So lots of cases like that. And if it was an MLS property listed on the market, owner occupants could have paid way more than I would have paid for this house. There are opportunities like that all the time. There are houses available to buy. So, like I said, my house had the exact same floor plan, the dining room over here, the living room in front, the kitchen in the middle. One difference I had was I had vaulted ceilings in this room, which was pretty cool. I like that. And some really awesome 70s spindles as well that I thought were cool, but my wife did not think was cool. We got married while I lived in this house still, and then shortly thereafter moved to a newer one that I paid $210 for. And we ended up selling that one for $350, and it did almost no work to it. So that was a little better deal. Here's the kitchen, like I said, just like my kitchen. I think I had some cabinets just over that little bar area, though. But I took those out because they really closed it off. And then had this little nook right here as well. And you can see the house is not in bad shape. One thing is these back windows are aluminum, which my house had as well, but they're black aluminum, so they didn't look as bad. But the front of the house still has newer windows. So there's just a few windows that we'd have to replace. We might paint these cabinets. That back dining room window, which is a big window, has been replaced. So that's nice because that would be an expensive one. And that one's been replaced. So that's cool. We'll do flooring. We'll do paint, light fixtures, some other minor stuff. And then, we paid $360 for this house, which I know seems crazy now, because I paid so much less for flips a few years ago. But like I said, very few deals out there. And this property is probably going to be worth $450 or more and need very little work. And you can see, yes, the yard needs some work. But generally, we won't do yard work because it's not worth the time, money, effort we put into it. And buyers aren't as concerned about the yard as you might think. Oh yes, and I had this exact same family room, a fireplace over there too, but I had a cool kind of rounded brick all across that back wall, which I thought was pretty neat. And then I had like a built-in buffet thing right there too. But yeah, so this house brought back a lot of memories. I really like that house, even though, yes, I kind of lost money on it. I still learned a lot, redid some tile, did some painting, redid some other stuff, and I wasn't renting, right? The whole time I was there, I was paying a mortgage. I was, getting pretty good tax breaks. I was paying off the loan and not just paying rent. So I was still very happy that I bought that house, and tons of fun and a good learning experience as well. All right, and this has a good-sized garage as well, although it does smell a tiny bit of cats in this garage. So luckily the house doesn't, but the garage does. And one difference I had was just to the left here of the garage door, that's the right, but the left, I had a little bigger section there that jutted out towards the front sidewalk. And then my house had an old solar system in it too, like the old 70s solar system that was gigantic and massive and had tanks. And eventually I took that out, but yeah, that was right there where that wall was. Obviously I like having my big garage now, so I need a little more space than a 2-car garage. And yeah, there's your laundry room right there where the washer and dryer go. Like I said, exactly the same as my house. So kind of cool to see that. And then there's a basement down here that is very similar to my basement too. So I've seen so many different 4-level floor plans. So many houses kind of look like this on the outside, but then are different on the inside. And so it was interesting that this one was literally like exactly the same as mine. I had a room here. You see it has an egress window, which is really nice, a closet, so it can be a real bedroom. And then over here as well, another bedroom right here, which was, again, exactly what I had. So kind of cool, nostalgic to see that. And then, yeah, we'll do some flooring, some paint down here, fix that up a little bit. We probably don't need to do an egress window in here. We can just call it a non-conforming bedroom. If the basement was finished before codes were changed, which I think was in the 80s, right, it can be grandfathered in. You don't have to legally have that window, but we don't know for sure when it was done. We can still call it, just a non-conforming bedroom. Lots of storage here, although I think my furnace and stuff was in that room in my house, and it's in a little different spot here in this other house we'll show you in just a second. But it's always nice to have a little bit of storage. And another bathroom right here. So 3/4 bath. Mine had a tub, I think. Again, just small differences. And not bad shape, again. And then right here is your furnace and your water heater. And they are fairly new. The AC is fairly new. All that should be fine. The roof should be in good shape. Like I said, the major systems are all good. It's just a cosmetic flip, which we love to do. It makes it easy for us. Because as you know from some of our other projects like the complex and compound and different things, we can get very involved in projects that take a year and have tons of costs and different things. So the complex is almost done, so close. We spent $300,000 on that property. It's been crazy. But here's the backyard, which doesn't have horrible landscaping. The setup, the basics, but yeah, the grass has been let go. The seller said it had a sprinkler system. They're not sure if it doesn't work or if the tenants just didn't use it, but you can see it hasn't had real grass for a while. It has a covered patio. Mine, again, had a covered patio too. I just had like a wood deck instead of the concrete. And then back here, you've got plenty of extra parking, which is nice too. You can see a double gate, so you could park back here, have cars. So that's always cool. Nice to see. And then I did not have this either. I did not have this sweet treehouse fort thing. Which if I was a kid, and I'm sure my kids who are 11, and 3 right now would absolutely love this. But as a parent, I'm like, ooh, that looks a little sketchy. But it's pretty solid. But that tree has seen better days. I'm like, I wonder how strong that tree is. But it almost looks like they added more supports besides that tree. And that tree is mostly just for aesthetics. So it might be pretty cool. And safe at the same time. All right, so we will check out the upstairs now. So walking back up from the lower level, there's the kitchen again, and going back up here to the upstairs. And this is just a tiny bit different than mine too. I say had the same hallway. Bedrooms were in the exact same spots. The only difference is my tub was right there where the sink is, and the sink was where the tub was, right there. And the tile is not amazing. It's not beautiful. But I also don't know if we want to spend the money to redo all of that tile, because that will cost us literally a couple $1,000s, close to it. Tile is so expensive right now. Labor is so expensive. So not sure we want to do that. We'll think it over. The vanity, we'll probably paint it, because that's a big vanity, custom counter. That would be very expensive to replace as well. Someone just asked us why we don't put bigger vanities in our flips. Well, a lot of times we don't have room. This one we do have room, but big vanities are expensive. They're like $800 to $1,000 just for the material. So, and that's getting good deals, at Home Depot. So they are pricey, whereas we can get the smaller ones for a couple $100. It's so much cheaper. So this one, you can see, I think they probably took the popcorn off at some point, because it's got kind of a newer texture on it. And my house had popcorn ceilings, and they didn't really use this texture back in the 70s and 80s when this house was built. So there was one bedroom. Here's another bedroom. Again, those have kind of the old aluminum windows again. So maybe we'll replace those. And it's got real small, narrow trim, as you can see. It sure would look better with bigger trim. But again, that will take a lot of money and labor to replace all of that trim. So we'll probably leave it. And if someone wants to come through and make these custom changes themselves, then they're welcome to do that. But for us, we'll probably be spending $20,000 or more in repairs already, just doing the basic cosmetics. And if we start spending more and more and more, all of a sudden we're up to $40,000. Then all of a sudden we're not making any money. And if we don't make money, it doesn't make sense for us to buy these houses and do that. So again, this vanity we'll probably paint and leave if we can. That tile will probably leave. We'll talk to Nikki and see what her opinions are. And yes, I walked through this before checking everything. Sorry for all the toilet lids being up. I know that bugs some people. And we always try and put them down before I do videos and show houses, but I didn't do it on this one. So sorry about that. And one last thing I forgot to show. The seller, when they sold it to us, told us there was a leak here. They're totally honest, really awesome. And after we got under contract, they said it's leaking again. They went in there, tore the carpet out, fixed the leak. So sometimes people are great. A lot of sellers we work with aren't the best, but these sellers were awesome, went above and beyond, really didn't have to do that. So it's really cool to see that, and that they helped us out in that fashion. All right. Thanks for watching. Love the comments. Love the support. Love seeing new subscribers. We'll have updates on this house as we go. We'll have to figure out kind of what flooring we do, what paint we do, all of that stuff, how far we go in this house. Like I said, we'll have videos of all of our other houses as well, our other commercial projects, cool cabinet there, other businesses, things like that too. Kind of cool seeing a house that was just like mine. Like I said, I see a lot of 4 levels, but I don't know if I've ever seen one that had the exact same floor plan as mine. I really liked my floor plan. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.